Hello everyone, this is Maria from mariascraftingcorner.com. Welcome and thank you so much for being here with me today. We're going to be working today on our fourth project for our October paper pumpkin kit, which you guys know I loved very much. No news, because I think I say that about every paper pumpkin kit I work with, but yeah, I really like it, I swear. And if you don't know what paper pumpkin kit is, it is a monthly subscription by Stampin'Up. It costs $23.50, and that includes shipping. And in that little box, and I always bring the box because sometimes they decorate them, and oh my god, look at this box. Well, I'm always off. Isn't this so beautiful? I always say those boxes super useful as well. But in that little box, you will get everything you need to create the projects they have designed for that month. And again, I say it all the time, but when I say everything, I mean everything. The adhesives, the decorations, the card bases if it's cards, adhesive gems if it's needed, twine if it's part of the decoration. Anyways, anything. And the whole goal is that you won't need anything extra to create your cards or your paper projects. And I think that is amazing. It is a super good opportunity to get your feet wet making cards if you're fairly new to cards, to get to increase your stamp collection, because it always brings a unique stamp set, and to increase the colors of your inks, because it always brings a stamping spot. Okay, let me grab this. A stamping spot. And this month is early expresso, so you will get all those things, and you would be able to just increase your collection, your color collection as well. And I think that again, that is a really good way to get started in stamping. Now, there's a lot of people that just subscribe to it because because the kids are usually very cute, and like I said, I love them. But no, the kids are usually very cute. Their instructions are easy to follow. So it's a lot of people just subscribe to it, even if they are experienced card makers, because they enjoy the products. In our case, we work with alternatives. Before I forget, I am a independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, so if you want a catalog, if you have any questions about Stampin' Up, please send me an email to maria@mariascraftingcorner.com. If you guys hear any noises in the back, the 3 dogs are hanging out with me today here in my crafting room, and so one of them has a bone and he's just chewing on it, so that's the weird noise in the back. But I was saying that you can just reach out to me if you have any questions, or if you want to place an order, I can do that for you as well. Also, if you like paper pumpkin kit, just follow the link down below to subscribe to it, and you will not regret it. Once you subscribe, you obviously are not stuck with the subscription. You can cancel it, or put it on pause if that's what you want. Anyways, hit the link below to subscribe to the paper pumpkin kit. Now, I like to work on alternatives, and that's just to push me a little bit to be creative and have fun. And I have found that I love creating the alternatives for paper pumpkin kit. Sometimes it's so cute that I have a hard time coming up with alternatives, just because I would like to just make the cards as they are designed, but I love them, and I really enjoy doing that for you and for me. Let me remove that, because I have realized that sometimes it's right there in the corner and you can't really see it. So I try to bring to the table only my tools. I have said this in the past videos. I only use what's in the kit. So with the exception again of my tools. So my paper trimmer, scissors if I need them, my adhesives that I use most of the time, so like my Stampin' Seal Plus. I mostly use the Stampin' Seal Plus because it makes it easier for when I'm making the cards on the video. Taking the backing out of the parent tape takes a little bit of maybe 5-10 seconds, but it's 5-10 seconds, right? And so it feels like with the Stampin' Seal Plus is just faster. I may use glue if I need some flexibility in some of those more complicated cards, if it's the case. I will use my stamping blocks. The first kit you will receive has a stamping block, and I always bring them up here. And this is the stamping block you will get with your first kit. And these are Stampin'Up blocks, as you can tell, much thicker, much easier to use. So I'm going to stick to this most of the time. Lately I've been using my Stamparatus, which is a positioning tool for stamps, just so my big head doesn't go into your camera view, but you can absolutely just use your blocks, right? The last thing is I always bring either a piece of white cardstock or black cardstock, because I am assuming you have something similar, and I bring them because some of the cards I create utilize maybe a longer piece of cardstock than the one I actually have, or I need to score it in different places. So I bring usually one of them, black or white. There's been occasions when I bring both. Let me see, any other? I don't think there's any other announcements. I'll probably remember later on. Let's move to the crafting table. So we're going to be making a card that's called a front panel gatefold. I keep saying these guys, I don't know who comes up with these names, but they sure are complicated. But it's kind of a fun fold. It's very cute. It's not hard to make. And we're just going to work on it together. Let me bring my trimmer. Make sure that it's right in your camera view. I'm just moving all my stuff in. I have a dog that's right behind me. Okay, so we are going to bring a piece of cardstock, white cardstock. This is 5.5 by 8, and this is already cut at 8. So it's a little bit different than our regular A2 card, but it will fit in a regular envelope. And we're going to start with scoring, and I'm bringing my cheat sheet here. So we're going to go to our let me go back. On our long side, so on an 8-inch side, we are going to go at 2, align it 2, and we're going to score. And then we're going to move to 6, and we're going to score there. Now we are going to turn around, and on the 5.5-inch side, we are going to align at 1 1/4, and we are going to cut between those score lines. If you've been here before, you know that I try not to put my big head in front of you, but I also don't have very good eyesight. So I do this very slowly, trying to guide myself not to go further than I need. In the end, if I am short, I can always use my scissors to cut it. If I went too far, then I'll have to start over the whole project, right? And now we are going to move to 4 1/4. So 4 1/4, and we are going to do the same cut between those two score lines, okay? And I'm making sure that's good. Now we're going to take our card base again, align at the 8-inch mark, and we are going to score. We're going to align at 3, and we are going to score between those two cut lines. Let me move this a little bit here. That's much better. Between those two cut lines, okay? So there's 1, and now we are going to move to 5, and do the same thing. We're going to score between those two cut lines. The last score we're going to make is keeping the card base where, you know, on horizontal. We're going to align at 4, and we're going to score from the top to that cut line and from the bottom to that cut line. And that's our card. It's very, very simple. Let me remove this. I don't think we're going to use it again. And now comes the folding. The easiest way to fold is we're going to go bring our, so fold belly. I'm using my bone folder to just help me crease those folds well, and then I'm going to bring, oops, here again and fold and use the bone folder to crease. Okay, so this is how we are going, this is how the card starts looking like. So what I did is, you see, I put my finger in here to keep these up, and then I can push and use that fold to just like help it find its way. Bottom line, this fold needs to be mounted, and so is this fold. There we go. So we went 1 and 2, and these center folds go mountain as well. So this is our card. Now I am going to fold like this, use my bone folder to crease those folds, and same here. Okay, and this is how the card is going to fold when you put it in your envelope, and this is how it opens. Isn't this super cute? I thought it's a wonderful, simple card that has some extra pizzazz to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and decorate it. This time I am much better prepared, and I have everything cut up, which is good. Don't worry, because all the measurements will be linked down below. Okay, I decided to use, so this is the cherry color that's part of one of the card bases, and let me see if I can show you here. Yeah, it is in here. So this is the card base I'm using. I'm just using this red part of the card base, and this is a piece of white cardstock that I just use my blending brushes to create some darker cardstock, quote unquote, I guess. Okay, this piece in here is 2 inches, and this is 5.5. So these, and you guys know I love my eighths. That means that this is 1 7/8 by 5 3/8, and this one will be 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and we are just going to do this side. And by the way, I was talking about my Stampin' Seal Plus. I think it's about to be done. So if it is, we'll just use our tear and tape. Nothing we can do about it. I always put this horizontal. It seems to be much easier for me to adhere these. I guess the way my eyesight works, I don't know, but it is much easier. And now we're going to adhere these to this other panel. And I have to say, I absolutely love the color combination between the white, the red, and that darker brown. Now for these, I have decided to use the word joy that it comes in the kit. Don't pay attention to my hands. I have been making all sorts of things, and they're just disastrous, but I'm not shy, so I'm okay. I had already stamped our Santa. I know you guys know, if you've seen other videos, that the Santa comes without the lining of it, and you have to stamp it. So layer on top of it. I have told you guys in previous videos, I really am not good at layering, so I use my Stamparatus to stamp this. And I just want to put the word joy, and using the Santa, whoops, It's rebellious here. Using the Santa as an O. And I think that looks just super, super cute. And we'll have to move this a tiny bit, you know, higher up, making sure that we have more or less the same space between one and the other, between the J and the edge and between the Y and the lower edge. Okay, and I am going to use some glue in here. Guys, I rarely ever promote the stuff I have that I have bought from Amazon. I absolutely love this bottle with this tiny tip. It has been a game changer for me, and if you've been here before, you know I'm not lying. I'm just going to move these a little bit and adhere there. Again, calculating. I'm thinking of putting him like that, just a little what's the word, little tilted. And it was a YouTube viewer that told me to just use a big pin to put in to help with it, and that was a great tip. Wonderful. I rarely ever have problems with it anymore. It does not get dry. Again, just love it. And I am trying to align this Y as best as I can. It's a little crooked there, so move it a tiny bit as best as I can with, I'm bringing this to my eyesight, with this Y. And that's our first panel. Now we're going to work on the second panel. I am going to bring an used piece of my grid paper. I have said this many times. I just think that it's so much better. And I have thought about creating some snowflakes. Sorry, I kind of got distracted there, but I have decided not to do that. Instead of that, I am going to bring a snowflake that comes in here in our in the stamp set. I'm going to bring my stamping pad, and we are going to stamp. I'm just making sure, yes, only one. So we're going to use these. I'm just making sure it's stamping okay. And you know what? I'm actually going to bring, okay, let me bring, see, it's much smaller and it's just easier to hold, to stamp. So this has been my experience, and this is a tip for you. If you have a very small stamp like this one and put it in a much bigger block, it tends to not work as well as you hoped. So I'm using my little one, and we are just creating some snowflakes all around in this area. Let's see. Oh, that's good actually. I love the fact that some of them are darker and some of them are lighter. And that's actually a technique. Like, you can get your stamp very saturated, stamp here and then stamp here, and then it will be much lighter. And that's super cool, especially when you are doing backgrounds. Okay, I think that's good enough. Let me clean my stamp here real quick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of those really, really beautiful, let me clean my hands because they are now all inky. Some of those really, really beautiful snowflakes that come with the kit. And I'm just going to put one in here and then the other one down here. Now I'm just trying to figure out how I want it. So I'm actually going to put these last. Let's move these out of the way. We're going to bring our red peas. Let's go ahead and try to align these, get these in here. And like I said, see, like if I try and it's not in horizontal, I just struggle with it. It's so funny. And now I did this because now I know where these can go, and if I want to push it a little bit to one side, now I know where the red is going to be, and I have that extra space, and this one is going to go like there. Okay, and we're going to use again our tiny little tip to fill this out. This is where this tip is wonderful, right? It just super helpful, I have to say. Look how tiny that is. It is really, really useful. I have, like I said, and I keep saying that, but it's been a game changer for me because I really, really am messy when it comes to glue, like beyond any comprehension. The fact that I do like so much to do some crafting and can't even put glue, it's so funny to me. And we're going to bring this other one, and I think I want it maybe between these two other, and I wish there was like a smaller one, but I don't think there is. Let me see. There is not a smaller one. I'm just wondering if I want to put another one like towards here, and I think I'm going to, and we're just going to cut it. It's fine. Aren't these just so beautiful? Again, this kit was absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to put it in here like there, and I'm cleaning this because I'm going to get stuck to it. You'll see. Now I'm bringing just my scissors to cut those pieces, and I can see that one didn't cut very well. There we go. And that wants to stay in there, and I'm going to let it be. So this is our other panel that's going to go in here. Let's go ahead and attach that. And I really think this looks super, super cute. Did I mention? Okay, I want this bigger snowflake on the top. So I'm just aligning this as I want it to look and centering this within that white frame. And there you go. So this is part of our card. Now this is sort of how it's going to look. I think it looks super cute. Now I already have, again, these all cut. These 4 pieces, actually these 8 pieces, are going to be the decoration in here. And this is part, and I know it looks like my poor blade is asking for a replacement. These are part of the envelopes. Actually, I have cut a lot of my envelopes, and so I just had these already cut. But it works really well. So let's go ahead and I was like confused, and that's just part of the envelope as well. So let's go ahead and attach these to the layer, the lower layer or the underneath layer. And again, I just really, really like the darkness of that early espresso against, or actually all these colors against the early espresso. It just looks so beautiful to me. I love that color combination. I was not too sure. Like I was thinking, oh, it should have been like red, right? And I'm gonna tell you guys, that was the last of my red. I've used all the red available. I think I really like red, which is true. It's one of my favorite colors. I have a lot of things in red. And yeah, just as I figured was gonna happen, it died on us. But thankfully we have some tear and tape here, and we're just going to use that. Tear and tape is probably my go-to if I am not crafting in front of the video, because it's just, I think it's a little cheaper, and it lasts a whole lot more. So if you want it, don't hesitate, go to my online store and get it. It's really worth it. And we're going to go and do the same for all these pieces. And we're just missing one. And turn tape has, well, the Stampin' Seal Plus also, but the turn tape has the advantage that it's a really strong adhesive. It's also my go-to when I'm making any interactive cards. I absolutely love to use it because I really trust it. So again, totally worth it. Go to my online store and go get it. Okay. I'm just removing some of those fuzzies. Again, my blade is telling me that I've been overusing it, I guess. And I'm just making sure. Okay, so these pieces go in here. And I know I mentioned that I really don't prefer to use white cardstock as the card of my base. If you've been here before, you probably know that already. Most of the cards I make are rarely ever white unless I have to. And I think that part of it is because maybe I'm too messy when I'm making cards, and I feel that they always end up getting dirty. So if you're not like me, you probably enjoy much more white than I do. But I think that that's the reason. I think that it gets just super messy. I get messy and I end up always getting it dirty somehow, which also has happened with lighter colors. Some of my favorite colors are Pool Party or Petal Pink or Blush and Bright. Oh my God, I love those. And I feel like every time I'm working with them, I somehow always end up messing up the card base. So maybe that's the reason behind it. Okay, I was going to use the glue. I am not using glue just because it takes a little bit of time for it to dry. And although the Tombow dries fairly quickly, I just keep feeling that I'd rather not use it when I'm in the live because it definitely takes time to get dry. But glue is definitely the way to go if you're making, some of those panels that have weird edges or triangular things. That would be glue, right? The more or the weirder shape in your panel, the easier to use glue. Or my advice would be use glue, I guess. And we're almost done. Isn't this super quick? I love it. Oops. Okay, so we have these panels, and again, this is how it's going to look, and I think it just looks so cute. And we're going to work on the panel in the front, and I am going to bring so this is a little piece of red, and we already have Joy here, so I keep thinking, what do I really want in there? And I think I may just want this one. So I think I like that idea. I'm going to grab my bigger block. I'm going to bring this one. Be mindful when you do things like that. Look at that. I already stamp it, and you can totally ruin your stamp if you're not careful. I'm going to put him in here, and I'm going to go from the bottom all the way up like that. We're not going to get all the reindeer in, but that's fine. I'm going to clean that. Guys, if you guys have stamps and you're stamping, do clean them, because that will absolutely extend their life if you keep them clean all the time. And I am looking for my I'm going to make them softer. Maybe one there. There you go, something like that. And I'm actually going to bring, so the set also has some stars, and I'm going to bring those tiny stars and just put a few. And again, I'm doing it oops, not that much. Okay, there we go. Super simple, super cute. Let me put this in the back here, and we are going to adhere these. The kit brings some beautiful adhesive gems, back adhesive gems. I don't know why I always mess up that name, but it's really, really cute, and we're going to use some of them here in the front. Just as always, all the measurements and everything will be in the description below, so you guys can just use that right away. I don't know if you guys saw my previous video. I was having the same rebellious, like they don't want to come off. Guys, did you see that? It just flew away. I don't even know where it went. I found it. It's all good. So I'm going to put one there because I don't know if you guys noticed, but that star did not work well. And that's how I sometimes fix my mistakes, right? I'm going to bring another one. Let's hope that this one moves. Nope. It's just super rebellious. I don't know why they are so rebellious this time. I'm going to bring one, and I'm going to put one in here as well. Well, maybe. No, I'm just going to put it there. I have this big one that I want in Santa's, inside his little cap. And I'm going to bring one of the small ones, which I'm hoping it's going to work. Oh, that works better. And I'm going to put it in here. And now I am going to put some glue in here, and we are going to adhere this one. Now, if you guys been here before, you know that I like to layer everything and put color everything. So I have a couple of these extra pieces. They belong to the same card, that red card base. Actually, I don't know why I use glue on the other one. Okay, let me save this. I don't want to lose them. And I know this is probably an overkill, but if I don't do it that way, then what's going to happen is that the edges are going to look off, not well glued, and I don't like that. And let's go ahead and put our friend. This is a quarter smaller, just because it happened to be that the strip itself is 3, let's see, this is 3/4 of an inch, and this measures a whole inch. But I didn't want to do the brown again. I just wanted to have some pop of red, and that's where we ended up. So I just cut them a 1/4 of an inch smaller. In other words, instead of being 7/8, which would have been my usual, this is 3/4, and the length of this is 3, so I just cut it at 2 3/4. Okay, oh, look at that, how beautiful. And I'm just making the most out of my eyesight. I'm really used to do 8ths. The quarters, for some reason, they are hard. Isn't this super cute? You just put them like that, and when they open, it pops and you can stand it. And I am in love with this. Now, a lot of people try to decorate the back, which makes a lot of sense. I would too, but I don't have a whole lot of paper. We all know that. I did decide though that I wanted to create a area. See, that's already dirty. How does that happen? And we're just going to glue this in one side. Let's see, like this. We're going to glue this in one side. It actually needs to be smaller. Ah, well, we can do it this way. Ha! Isn't that magical? And we can put like a little Merry Christmas or Holy Jolly, something fun. And then you'll have an area to write your card in your sentiment. And so we are going to actually stamp first. There is, I have another block in here. As you guys can tell, I have all my blocks out here. And actually, kind of going to what I was telling you guys, this is a little bigger, and so I'm going to use this smaller one. And this block, as you guys can tell, has received a lot of love. I am stamping here because sometimes the polymer stamps have like some sort of chemical that is attached to it, and sometimes it's just a little harder to the first time you use them, it does not print as well. But as you guys can tell, that is perfect. And so I am just going to put it here. Let me see, I'm aligning these as best as I can. I'm using the wrong side, and I'm going to, and there it goes, just at the corner. I am going to bring some of those stars. I'm going to put one here just to add some extra fun. And we're going to keep going. Let me remove chaos and mayhem out of our working area. So this one should be attached to that gray one. Not gray, crumb cake one. I don't know where my colors are at. And again, it's just a detail. I just don't have enough quote unquote paper now to be able to decorate the back. But I would, if in a regular setting, I completely would probably use even my cherry cobbler just to create some pop in the back, and that just seems so beautiful. This is one of the envelopes, and again, you guys can tell my poor trimmer needs a change. I have heard that if you use oh my god, aluminum foil, and you just put it there, like if you like several layers of it, and you just run the blade through it, it kind of like sharpens it. I've not done it yet, but if you've done that, let me know in the comments below if that has worked for you. I have heard of it, but I've not done it. And finally, let me put this free here back again. I really like that crumb cake color combination, the white, super thin stripes. I don't know if you can tell. And now we are going to put our in one side, right? So it moves back and forth. So I'm going to glue it on this side. Yep. And I am going to put two of them really, really close to each other. Guys, I wish I could show you how busy my little place is now that all dogs are here. I am going to close it. Okay, let me do this. I'm going to close this so I can really center this as best as I can. And that seems pretty centered. I'm making sure that it's more or less the same between on the top and on the bottom and on the sides. And I think that looks really cute. And that's it. And it kind of helps to keep it there, I feel. See, like it kind of helps holding it. And that is our card for today. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I really hope you like it. Super simple. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Let me come back up. There I am. That's so much better. I always forget to come back up and you keep talking to the hands. I just feel weird. So guys, I hope you really like today's card. This card is super useful for any other occasion, of course, and I love that you can use some paper scraps to it, and you can make a beautiful birthday card and even some pop-up stuff. It would look really cute. So if you like it, please give the video a thumbs up. You guys know how much it helps us here in YouTube. And if you want to subscribe to the channel because you like the general content of it, I would really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that notification bell if you're interested in getting a notification when I am live or uploading videos. Finally, if you think this is good enough, just share this video with your family and friends. I am trying. That's my dog sleeping and dreaming. Isn't that hilarious? She is just dreaming. I wish I could show you guys, but it will just be too messy. Anyways, please share the video. I'm trying to get to that 1,000 subscribers mark, and I need your help to get there. So counting on you. Thank you so very much for being here. Please let me know if you have any doubts or concerns. Maria@mariascraftingcorner.com, and visit my website and check out also my reward system. You can get something for free if you buy $50 or more before shipping and taxes. So that's a good deal. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and your week, and see you next time. Bye.